Hello friends, welcome to JQuery tutorial. In this sub-series, we are watching about the JQuery events. In this video, we will see how to use the mouse enter and mouse exit via the hover function that is exposed by the JQuery. So CSS provides call and hover pseudo to track the mouse enter and mouse exit. So we can achieve this mouse enter and mouse exit effects in the CSS itself. But here we will use the hover API exposed by the JQuery. The hover method takes two functions as arguments. The first one is a handler function which will be called when mouse enters the specific element. We know that using the $function you can filter specific JQuery object by reading the DOM tree. Then on the filtered element you can make a call to the hover. And when you make the call to hover, and the body of the first function will get executed when mouse enters that specific filtered element. The second one passed to the hover function will also act as a handler function which will be called when mouse leaves the specific element. Remember, you will call this hover on JQuery object. We know that we can filter JQuery object using the $function and by passing the filtering criteria as a string. Right, on the filtered element you can make a call to hover. That way you can achieve the mouse enter and mouse exit event by handling the specific functions. The advantage of hover here over the hover pseudocode is the filtered element can be achieved dynamically, and thereby you can achieve the mouse enter and mouse exit effects. So here, if you see, we are using the highlight rule, and this rule can be applied only to H2. So here H2 defines the tag name, and dot highlight tells that any H2 element that contains the class attribute highlight. So that's the selection rule here, and these two are the style. So what style we are setting is, we are setting the foreground color as biscuit, then background color as navy. So this is the effect that we can apply on the heading just by adding and removing the classes. I mean the highlight class. And we will do that inside the handler function. Say for example, when you add the highlight, you need to decide when you want to add. So what we will do, we will add this highlight when mouse enters the H2 element. Right? When mouse cursor moves over the H2 element, we will do this highlight. And when it leaves the element, we will remove the highlight. Here if you see, highlight title when mouse enter and leave, for that what we are doing, $H2. That means it will filter all the H2 element in the document. In our sample HTML document, we have 4 elements of H2. That means all 4 elements will be selected here, and we are making call to hover function on all those 4 elements. Right? Then to this hover method, we will pass two handler functions. One will get called when mouse enter and another one will get called when mouse leaves on that specific filtered element, right? There are 4 elements. That means we are providing the handler for 4 H2 elements, and we are giving the handler for mouse enter as well as mouse exit. And if you see, this is the function, right? Function 1, and this body will get called mouse enters the H2. And this is the second body. This is for the leave. Now we have the infrastructure ready. Alright, now if you see $this add class highlight, so we are adding the highlight class. If you see here, we are using the $this. We already saw that, right? Because here the hover, it is taking the mouse enter, and H2, there are 4 H2 elements, so this becomes a common handler, and to know the event target, we are making use of $this, and we are adding the class highlight. So when mouse enters on the heading, right, this highlight will be achieved. That means we are setting the background color, and to match that background color, we set a corresponding foreground as well. And when mouse leaves, as you guessed, we are making call to the remove class, right? We are removing the highlight. Now let's see how this is working. So let's go to our CSS file and add this new CSS rule. And here this rule is for H2 element that contains the class attribute highlight. So if that is the case, then this foreground color is applied on the background. So you see, since we have the background color as the dark color, we kept a light one as the foreground so that heading will be visible clearly. Alright, we will save this and then move to the JavaScript. As we already saw in the PowerPoint slide, here we are making use of the hover function and achieving the enter and exit functionality, right? That's all. Now if you see, all this stuff we are adding inside the one single event handler ready. When DOM elements are ready, $document, enter HTML document dot ready. When it is ready, the event will fire, and inside the event we are giving the handler, right? That ends here. Inside that we are hooking multiple handler, right? This is for tight button, this is for loose button, and this is for regular button. We have a handler, click event handler. And for textile button, we have a click event handler. This will perform the highlight, and this is the common handler example. Then we learned about the toggle class, and here also we are using the click event, and here we are using the mouse enter and the exit by making use of the hover method. Right, now we will switch to HTML and run it, right? And if you see, when we click on this, all H2 element will be hidden, so you won't see any toggle, right? Because there is no H2 element. Now when I turn on, the heading will be displayed, and when I move my mouse, and when mouse enters the H2 element, it will get highlighted, right? Now I am leaving it and the highlight is removed. So here we just achieved the highlight effect by making use of the JQuery hover method. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.